Well, quite a turnaround for Chennai. They were going like a train and maybe not quite derailed, but somebody went into the engine room, pulled up a handbrake, and they just kept going down the same tracks, just very, very slowly. 150 for six. The same team was 75 for one at the end of the power play. Moeen, 51 of 19 deliveries, and then finished 93 of 57. So complete turnaround from the start to the finish. The kind of score Rajasthan would probably have settled on. Game's not over yet, but certainly they would have taken it. Let's see what my panel thinks here on Cricbuzz Live. Pommie Mbangwa, Harsha Bhogle. Harsha, so many numbers we can play with over here. Power play scores, Moeen score, the team score. But one thing's for sure, it's been North Pole and South Pole, 6-20.
It's the difference between one of those bullet trains and my favorite Kachiguda Khandwa passenger. We went to a NCC camp on the Kachiguda Khandwa passenger, and I think we were in the train longer than we were at the camp. And it's a sensational turnaround. I mean, we talked in the com box about the importance of having 5 quality bowlers. The turnaround was because there was always a quality bowler to turn to. But I don't know how much that Conway wicket had an impact on the way Moeen played after that, because even he scored at just about run a ball after that. And he was, 50 of 19 balls. It seemed as if spectators, the fielders could have been sitting in the stands. It didn't really matter. So that strike rate is incredible. I don't know if he was encouraged to take it deep, or whether he thought, oh, hang on, number 7 is Santner, number 8 Simarjeet. No, we can't afford to lose another wicket. Whatever it was, it's a staggering comeback from Rajasthan Royals. And I mean, they should win it from here. I'm just worried a bit for Lucknow.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at all those numbers, was it a case, Pommie, did you feel that he just lost his sense of timing, or did he mentally change his approach, saying, not too much batting to come, I need to go deep, as Harsha said?
No, I don't think so, actually. I think that he became a spectator. By that, not by his desire, but by an attempt by their opposition to ensure that they don't bowl a whole lot at him, or better still, they bowl a whole lot more at the other end. And in bowling at the other end, they had much success in that they took wickets, but they also made it very difficult for the guys to get going. So nobody got going when they came in. Never mind get going in terms of hitting the ball off to the fence. Get going in terms of get the guy who's hitting the ball off to the fence on strike. They didn't manage to do that either. In the whole game, 57 balls he faces? So the rest face 63? And they score at less than a run a ball. So it's, if you tally their score, what's that? Help me out with my arithmetic.
57
of 63, right?
Yes.
So
correct.
They're batting at less than a run a ball, and it's through no lack of trying. They're trying to time it away. They're trying to get him on strike. And then what happens is he doesn't get strike and then loses his rhythm. Each time he gets to strike, he gets one because that's all that's on offer. They then bowled well, not just at the other guy, but at him as well. And so they kind of quieted absolutely everything. And then you sort of were waiting for this period where they're going to cut loose again. And it just never came. The bowlers were juggled, so they weren't tied. It's sort of lined up. And when they were, somebody else would come on and somebody else would. And I thought it was quite cool. There was a period where Sanju was steely enough of nerve to say, okay, Ashwin, you've been whacked, come bowl again. And he did it again, and it paid off. And I think for this side, with their bowling attack, there isn't that fear to say you've got to now take this guy out the attack because this has happened. Because all of them are experienced. And in fact, you'd go to Obed McCoy and say he's the least experienced of all of those bowlers as you look at them. The least battle-hardened of them. I think this is a really good bowling attack, a good bowling lineup. Today, they went well, probably bar Bolt, who strikes a really good blow at the top, because we know how good Ruturaj can be. So, yeah, it's a top effort, but it's also a very surprising one in terms of the batting side, because you don't expect that kind of a turnaround in any game.
Yeah, just put the numbers in perspective as we sum it up. 160 Moeen Ali's strike rate. One batsman can always do better than others, but the entire collective of Chennai, other than him, striking at 90. Now that is a wide gulf. Partly the bowlers, Harsha, but maybe not partly the bowlers. Captaincy from Sanju Samson, and overall Chahal, Ashwin, Obaid McCoy.
Those who are derogatory towards T20 cricket, they think it's all about you get onto the highway, you put it in a certain gear and just drive to your destination in that one gear. Look what's happened today. First 2 overs, 3 runs. I keep saying there are ebbs and flows in T20 cricket, and you'll only get those if you have a quality bowling side. Next 4 overs, 72. In the remaining 16 overs, 78. I mean, just tells you that it was like a boxing match where at the end of the 4th round or 5th round, you're thinking there's a knockout, man, stop the bout. And then the other guy comes storming back, and we're sort of at the halfway point where the other guy's ahead on points. Keep saying again and again, a bit of a stuck record. One thing after this IPL, everybody will realize is play 5 quality bowlers. So I didn't see, Pommie, did you see anything that suggested that stroke play might have become difficult? I don't know. I didn't get that impression.
I didn't. However, I did think that up at the front, and Bolt didn't change his pace a great deal. I did think up at the front that Moeen was playing like a man possessed. I genuinely thought that. And I thought it wasn't the same for him as for anyone else, actually. Not that we got a chance to see Ruturaj up at the front. But just the shots he played, whether straight, whether all over the offside, whether onside, like he played that one flick that went to... it just looks like he's hitting anything. And no matter where you bowl, he's just going to whack it. And it looked like he was just playing too well to get a big score. But he did. He got 93. I mean, that's a lot of runs. That's batting a lot of time, 57 balls. So maybe that's it. Maybe the way he plays says to us, this surface is not as good. He's playing kind of above everybody else, and where everyone else is perhaps where the surface is. However, all the guys there talking about how good the surface is, and generally it has been good. And so perhaps our view is, as I say this, maybe the correct view is, yes, he played how you're supposed to play on that surface, and everybody else couldn't quite get up to the mark. Just which one is true, I think we'll find out when Rajasthan have a go on it.
I think, Pommie, he played a lot of good wicket shots, didn't he? There were a couple of drives on the rise, that pickup shot as well, on a track where the ball was stopping. That ball wouldn't have gone as far as it did. So I got the impression when Moeen Ali was batting that this was a belter, this track. Absolute belter. Haydos in his pitch report said 180, 190 maybe. So given all that, maybe just the other batsmen, maybe Raidu out of form, Ruturaj just gets a nick early on, Jagadisan maybe not quite there, and suddenly you're into Dhoni and you're thinking, oops, no, hang on, let's take this deep now, and the innings goes into a bit of a tailspin.
Only Devon Conway, 16 of 14, and that's not even a big enough sample size, was over 100. But Harsha, never mind what you, me, Pommie, or anyone here thinks. What will the likes of Butler, Sanju Samson, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Devdutt Padikkal, and Shimron Hetmyer be thinking? They've spent time on the field. Some of them have been diving all over the place, seeing Moeen's shots flying over them. What will they think at this stage?
If it was 180, 185, they would have been clearer in their thinking because they would just have to go. I hope they don't think that, hang on, it's 150, right? So it's within range. Don't lose wickets. Let's build innings. I hope they don't do that because they would get stuck suddenly. If they just imagine they're batting first, and I've always wondered this, if a side batting second can just imagine they're batting first and think they have to reach 175, 180 as a par score. So I'd like to see that. I think it's very important for Royals that Butler gets off to a really good start, because that means in the games ahead, he's coming back into rhythm. So, I mean, Yashasvi Jaiswal can just go for it. They're batting down to number 7, much like CSK. So, I don't know. I think they should get this, yeah. I think they should go for it.
I haven't even mentioned Riyan Parag and Ravichandran Ashwin, but forget Ashwin, the batsman. A final thought from both of you on yet again Chahal. Ding dong battle with Wanindu Hasaranga now has the purple cap back, but it's that combination with Ravichandran Ashwin every single time. Obaid McCoy contributed. In a sense, he's a third spinner, if you like, with his slower deliveries. But what about that duo, Pommie?
Yeah, wonderful quality from Obed McCoy. A bit better. I think off air, I said that I think he's still searching to kind of try and find his best, and he's in and out of that side. And that's good signs if you're Rajasthan Royals. But this duo, for me, it's about what they bring in terms of experience. During the broadcast there, you heard them talking about 1 and 2 in terms of who's taken most wickets in 2020s for India. And it's those two guys. So to have them as a pair, I think is a big fillip if you are Rajasthan Royals. What it means is when situations are difficult, and I said this when it came off. Now, when situations are difficult, you actually have a conversation with them because they will have ideas. They've kind of seen it all before. Going for 20 doesn't mean the game is over. It doesn't mean you lose that bowler for the day. It doesn't mean you lose him for half an hour because he's hardened. He's been around the block a few times. He's seen it all before. And he knows that he can contribute later in the game, in the next over. Sometimes he can contribute not only by being the bowler, but by having some advice for another bowler with so much experience. And so they'll always be in the fight, the both of them. That's before we speak about their skill and how good they are in this game itself. So, yeah, to have both those and have them working together, that last over, man, do you know just how much courage it would take to toss one up to a guy who hits balls out the ground for a living and has done it for years and years and years? And you have the guts, the courage to go, right, this is how I think I'm going to get you. Nobody thinks I'm going to do this, not even you. Up, wide, bang, straight up in the air. Man, if it goes for 6, everyone's going, that's not percentage. What are you doing?
But yeah, I mean, you just have to say what a turnaround it was when we were talking not too long ago. Chahal versus Rahul Chahar. Chahar makes it to the Indian team, goes to Dubai. Chahal doesn't make it. He comes back stronger, hungrier, faster, leaner, and he's picking up wickets. Harsha, equal
Leaner?
Okay, not any.
Well spotted.
It sounded good. It sounded good.
Any leaner and it goes.
But I know where you're headed.
Okay, Yuzi.
I know what you meant.
Yuzi, my brother from another mother. We're birds of a feather. We like to stick together. But look at that. 26 equal to Imran Tahir, most wickets taken by a spinner in a season. So, and he's still got wiggling room to finish the season.
Yeah, top effort.
Absolutely. That 7th over that he bowled brought only conceded 8, and then Ashwin took a wicket in the 8th over, and that is where the game started to turn. What's he done? First ball, is it a 4? Jaiswal.
Yeah, and let me tell you, that's not a bad shot. We need to go and watch this game because that is a serious shot from Yashasvi Jaiswal.
All right, Pommie, you've signaled the end of the show, but we can't let you go without a power play prediction because we all got it wrong. Even the man who decided to go low, it was not low enough because Chennai just fell short. So how many are they going to get in the power play going by that first ball?
Going by that first ball, maybe I should look at a second ball. That's true as well. It's 1 for 4.
Stop it, Pommie. Come on.
I'm going to go for 49 in the power play. Conservative, I am.
All right, Harsha, 8 of 2 balls. Come on, pick it up. Don't
Let's
wait for one more.
over. I'm going even higher, actually. I'm going even higher because I think if Butler gets going, but they'll bring spin earlier. 52.
Even higher. That's like, well, you want to say 80 or something, you know?
All right, then. There you go. So I can go higher.
Yeah.
I'll go, if I have to be lean, there you go.
Just stop there.
58.
boring.
You want me to go
Anyway.
higher?
No, I don't want you to do anything. I want you to do
No,
what you
I want
want.
you to go what you think.
58. That's what I'm going for.
58.
58. The guns are out. Rajasthan, every chance of getting to second place. Lucknow will be looking grim in their hotel rooms watching this and thinking, why, Chennai, did you not get to the 200 you were looking like getting? That's all we have on the show. 10th over, Cricbuzz Combox. How far will the men in pink have got? We'll find out then. For now, from Pommie, Harsha, and the Lean Brigade, that's all we have on Cricbuzz Live.